Something huge is happening in India right now. A massive logistics revolution is underway, and it's completely reshaping the country's economy. Today, we're going to dive into how this incredible transformation is opening up a whole new world of business opportunities.
And if you need just one number to prove it, look at this. According to the World Bank, India has jumped from 54th all the way up to 38th in the Global Logistics Performance Index. And that's in less than a decade. You know, that's not just a small improvement, that's a tectonic shift. It signals that the fundamental rules of efficiency in the country are being rewritten.
So yeah, a massive leap in just a few short years. The big questions are, what's actually driving this incredible change? And probably more important for you, where are the real business opportunities hiding in all of this? Let's dig in. Okay, to really get what's going on, we have to start at the very foundation, the ports. The absolute key to unlocking India's economic potential is making these gateways faster, more predictable, and just radically more efficient.
Get this, 3 days. This single number tells so much of the story. That's the new average time it takes for cargo to clear a port in India. Now that's down from a week, or sometimes even longer, just a few years back. For anyone in the world of global trade, that figure is an absolute game changer.
Now, what's so interesting here is how that simple 3-day turnaround completely rewrites the rulebook for business. I mean, we are moving away from an era of guesswork and unpredictability, where companies had to hold tons of expensive inventory just in case. Now, we're in a new reality where businesses can run lean, just-in-time supply chains and manage their cash with so much more confidence.
And of course, this new era of efficiency is creating a huge ripple effect. It's sparking demand for a whole new ecosystem of B2B services. Companies are now scrambling for the kind of sophisticated software and expert advice they need to totally re-architect their operations, just to keep up with this new speed.
So you might be asking, how is all this speed and predictability even possible? Well, the answer really lies in the digital revolution that's sweeping through India's ports. Let's take a look at the tech that's making it all happen. And this illustrates the shift perfectly. We're leaving behind that old world of shuffling paper and slow manual steps. Today, critical things like assigning a ship to a berth or clearing customs documents, it's all being handled on integrated digital platforms. It's creating this seamless, connected digital handshake for everyone involved.
So this brings us to a really crucial point. The future of how well a port performs, it isn't just about pouring more concrete or building bigger docks. It's about building smarter, more connected systems. The real competitive advantage comes from how well all these digital pieces talk to each other. You know, this shift to a digital-first approach is basically creating a gold rush for a whole new breed of tech and advisory firms. These are the companies building the digital bridges between the physical world of cargo and the software that runs modern business. And believe me, they are in very, very high demand right now. But look, this isn't just about being more efficient for efficiency's sake. India has a much bigger ambition here, to become a true global maritime powerhouse. So let's look at the strategic investments that are turning this vision into a reality. First, let's just wrap our heads around the problem. Every single year, India pays an estimated $75 billion to foreign-owned shipping lines just to move its own goods. That's not just a number on a spreadsheet, that is a massive economic leak and a pretty significant strategic vulnerability. And here is the solution. A massive 75,000 crore rupee investment aims squarely at building a world-class domestic shipbuilding and maritime industry. The goal is pretty clear. Plug that multi-billion-dollar leak and take back sovereign control over the nation's trade lifelines.
Now, this investment isn't just a one-off project. It actually kicks off a multi-phase strategic plan. The journey starts with reducing that reliance on foreign shipping, but the long-term vision is to establish India as a full-service maritime hub, a place for major regional shipping, advanced ship repair, and all sorts of other high-value maritime services.
And this strategic expansion creates these incredible waves of opportunity across some really deep, high-value sectors. We're talking about sophisticated green tech, like emissions monitoring. We're seeing huge demand for advisory firms that specialize in retrofitting and compliance. There's a big need for top-tier talent in things like naval architecture, and a huge opening for advanced financial products in maritime leasing and insurance.
So what does all of this actually mean for you? We've covered efficiency, we've talked tech, and we've touched on the grand strategy. Let's pull all of these threads together and pinpoint where the most promising business opportunities are emerging right now. This matrix lays it out beautifully. In tech, the big demand is for tools that give you visibility and analytics. In professional services, it's all about supply chain advisory and systems integration. Over in finance, new and innovative products are needed for things like fleet leasing and risk management. And crucially, there's a huge gap opening up for new platforms that can train and certify the specialized talent needed to run this whole next-gen ecosystem.
And here is the most important takeaway. These are not short-term gigs tied to a construction boom. No, these are sustainable, service-led opportunities that are going to grow and persist for decades, scaling right alongside India's new physical infrastructure.
The bottom line is this: India's supply chains are being completely redesigned from the ground up. The global trade map is literally being redrawn. The only question left is your business going to be on it?